What if Marvel's next Spider-Man movie isn't just a reboot or a sequel, but the launchpad for a whole new generation of heroes, new villains, and multiversal madness? The title has been revealed: Spider-Man Brand New Day, and while that might sound like a clean slate, true fans know it carries a legacy of heartbreak, controversy, and major turning points in Spider-Man's history. But this time, the MCU seems ready to flip the script. New characters, untapped villains, legacy connections, even rumors of a new Spider-Girl. And the biggest question of all, what role does Sadie Sink play in all this? If you think you've seen everything Spider-Man has to offer, think again. Because Brand New Day might just be the beginning of Marvel's boldest Spider-Man story yet. After the emotional finale of No Way Home, Peter Parker is truly alone. The entire world has forgotten who he is. No more MJ, no Ned, no Happy. Just a young man in a homemade suit, starting from zero in a crumbling apartment. That final swing through snowy New York wasn't just symbolic, it was a soft reboot in plain sight. Now with Brand New Day, Marvel isn't just borrowing a comic book title, they're diving headfirst into one of the most controversial eras in Spider-Man lore. In the comics, One More Day saw Peter make a desperate deal with Mephisto, trading his marriage to Mary Jane to save Aunt May's life. The aftermath was Brand New Day, a massive reset that erased years of relationships, restored his secret identity, and restarted his life in painful isolation. It was hated by many, but the MCU might be doing something much smarter. Instead of erasing Peter's growth, they're building on it. He still remembers. He still carries the pain. And with Zendaya's MJ confirmed to return, there's hope that something lost might be found again. But here's where things get wild. Tom Holland himself confirmed it in a video message from halfway across the world. I know we left you with a massive cliffhanger at the end of No Way Home, so Spider-Man Brand New Day is a fresh start. It is exactly that. That's all I can say. And this fresh start doesn't mean Peter is done reconnecting with people from his past. In fact, Jacob Batalon is expected to return as Ned Leeds, Peter's once best friend whose memory was erased. That opens up an emotional arc. One where Peter might try to reconnect with Ned, or worse, be forced to watch from a distance as his former friend lives a life that no longer includes him. It raises the stakes. Because Peter isn't just alone, he's surrounded by people he loves, who don't know he ever existed. In March, Sadie Sink joined the cast of Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Marvel didn't say a word about who she's playing. Instantly, theories exploded. Could she be Gwen Stacy? A new version of Mary Jane? A young mutant like Jean Grey or Firestar? But one theory has taken the spotlight. What if Sadie Sink is playing Mayday Parker, the daughter of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man? In the comics, Mayday was born in an alternate universe where Peter retires after a back injury, something Tobey's Peter actually joked about in No Way Home. She takes on the mantle of Spider-Girl, continuing her father's legacy. And with Secret Wars approaching fast, this could be the moment Marvel introduces her, tying into the multiverse while setting up a new hero to carry the torch. It makes sense. Tobey is old enough. He's the only Peter who ended up with Mary Jane, and Mayday's debut would give emotional weight to his return, without it being just more fan service. Plus, Tom Holland has openly said he won't play Spider-Man forever. Could Sadie Sink's Mayday be the future? Let's shift gears for a moment. The title Brand New Day doesn't just set the stage for new heroes, it also opens the door to new villains. And there's one in particular who's long overdue for his moment on the big screen. Also known as Martin Lee, Mr. Negative is one of the most fascinating Spider-Man villains of the modern era. A man split between light and dark, literally. As Martin Lee, he's a beloved philanthropist. But as Mr. Negative, he's a ruthless crime boss infused with dark force energy. His duality mirrors Peter's own internal struggle. The responsibility versus the rage, the sacrifice versus the desire to just live. Despite being a fan favorite in the Spider-Man PS4 game, Mr. Negative has never appeared in a live-action film, but Brand New Day changes everything. In the comics, he was introduced during this very arc, and the setup fits perfectly. With Peter living in anonymity, hunting a villain who wears a mask of kindness would be thematically perfect. And if they really wanted to echo the comics, they could have MJ unknowingly working at Martin Lee's charity, bringing her dangerously close to the villain and potentially close to Peter once again. It's a brilliant way to reintroduce her, and reawaken everything they've both lost. And hey, if this breakdown is sparking your spidey senses, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've got more theories, updates, and deep dives on the way, and trust me, you won't want to miss them. But wait, there's more. There's still one huge name missing from the MCU's Spider-Man universe: Harry Osborn, a character so iconic that his absence has felt loud. In every other version of Spider-Man, Harry has been a major player, best friend, rival, tragic villain, but in the MCU, he's nowhere to be found. Instead, we got Ned Leeds, until now. In the comics, Brand New Day brought Harry back into Peter's life, thanks to the timeline being rewritten. That same opportunity now exists in the MCU. With Peter starting over, there's room for a new friend, one who doesn't remember him, one who may have a darker future. There are even early signs pointing to this. Willem Dafoe returned as Norman Osborn in No Way Home. The seeds are already planted. And if Harry does appear in Brand New Day, it could be the beginning of a whole new Goblin legacy, one built from scratch in this reset timeline. But there's one character who's hovered in the background of all of this. One anti-hero who's never truly gotten his moment to clash, or bond, with Peter Parker on screen. We're talking about Venom. Tom Hardy's version of Eddie Brock has become iconic in his own right, starring in a trilogy of Sony films that brought the symbiote to life in a way that's chaotic, emotional, and wildly fun. And with Venom: The Last Dance marking Hardy's final outing as the character, fans still have one major question. Why didn't Venom and Spider-Man ever fully meet? In a recent interview with The Playlist, Hardy opened up. He admitted that a crossover came very close. There were conversations, there was excitement. Even his own kids asked why it never happened. "We got close," Hardy said. "As close as I could possibly imagine getting, apart from doing a film together, which I would have loved to have done." He even said the main reason he wanted the crossover was for the kids, the ones who love these characters without caring about studio politics or contracts. And that's the key. Brand New Day is being released right after Venom: The Last Dance. The multiverse is wide open. Peter Parker is navigating a world of uncertainty. And even though Hardy's version of Venom may have reached his final act, the possibility of the symbiote itself crossing over into Peter's path is still alive. Whether it's Eddie, a variant, or a new host entirely, the seeds are planted. Could Brand New Day be the film where Spider-Man finally bonds with the alien symbiote? Could this fresh start turn darker than anyone expects? The timing has never been more perfect. Now, let's take a step back and think about the bigger picture. Spider-Man: Brand New Day is releasing between Avengers: Doomsday and Secret Wars. That places it right in the heart of the multiverse saga. Anything is possible. Battleworld could be forming. Realities could be merging. And Peter Parker might wake up in a world where everything has changed. Again, Spider-Man: Brand New Day is more than a title. It's a turning point. A spiritual sequel to No Way Home, but also a rebirth of the character. It sets the stage for a new supporting cast. It introduces Sadie Sink possibly as Mayday Parker. It opens the door for Mr. Negative to finally make his live-action debut. And it sets up the long-awaited introduction of Harry Osborn. The story is about Peter's isolation, but it's also about the new people he'll meet, the new enemies he'll face, and the legacy he might leave behind. Especially if Secret Wars is about to rewrite everything all over again. So now it's your turn. What do you think? Is Sadie Sink really Mayday? Will Mr. Negative be the main villain? Is Harry Osborn finally stepping into the MCU spotlight? Let us know your theories in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss a single update. Because for Spider-Man, this really is a brand new day.